Good afternoon, and thank you for joining Conversations for College Success. The topic today is how to survive unemployment. You've just become unemployed, or you're concerned or scared that you could be next. Things that you will or could experience include being stunned, embarrassed, hurt because your friends are still employed and working and you are not, upset because you worked hard or harder than your counterparts at work. Your emotions could include feeling sad, being mad, even angry, and it's difficult for you to talk about. You will need to take the time, and you must take the time to process what has just happened to you. However, when you're mad, it could take longer to get over or past the layoff. Try and move forward after a few days, though. It could also impact your self-confidence. You might also need to rebuild your self-confidence and belief in yourself and your skills. Know that self-confidence and belief in yourself are critical for your continued success. Also, if you're mad, it could show up during the interviews, possibly in the answers to the questions that you give or in your demeanor. Employers will usually not know what is wrong. However, they will be able to sense that something is not right, and that could end up impacting you moving to the next set of interviews with them. Also, do not talk negatively or badly about your previous boss, bosses, or coworkers. Again, do not talk negatively or badly about your previous bosses, boss, or coworkers. First, it's not professional. And second, the people that you are currently interviewing with could personally know or be related to the people you're talking about. Also, they would think that you would talk about them when you left their organization, neither of which would be looked upon positively. Next, you need to start your self-assessment. What are your strengths? What should you be working on, aka your weaknesses or areas of improvement? Next, talk with a few close friends that you trust to share what they see as your strengths and weaknesses. Also, you should ask, what are your blind spots? You cannot get mad at them or do not ask them that question. Compare your list with your close friends' lists of your strengths and weaknesses. Next, talk with your mentors. What do they see as your strengths and weaknesses? Again, ask about blind spots, things that you say or do that you are not aware of, but you need to be aware of them. You cannot get mad at them either. This is information that can help you grow and become more successful with your next opportunity. Next, think about and decide how you'll be working on increasing your strengths and trying to improve your areas of improvement. Look for free classes or sessions at your local library or through organizations that you volunteer with, your church, or other nonprofits. Also, apply for unemployment. It is not guaranteed and is usually not enough to pay all of your bills, especially if you are single. When I was laid off, I also worked a part-time job to make ends meet. You may also need structure, so finding a part-time job and or volunteer to keep your customer service skills sharp and to keep yourself focused. Know that looking for a job with all of the continued layoffs that are going on throughout the world will mean that more competition for every position you apply for. One piece of advice, if you think you could be laid off, change some of your spending habits now. For example, reduce your spending on things like purchasing lunch every day, make your lunch instead, purchasing special coffees or clothing or shoes. Save more and try to pay off a few smaller bills as soon as possible. Unfortunately, the last thing we tend to change are our spending habits and lifestyle. Those are what we really need to change first. Remember that looking for a job is a full-time job, and you may want to re-listen to a few of my podcasts, and some of the previous ones that come to mind are informational interviewing, interviewing skills, networking, and there's a few on networking, LinkedIn, what are the keys to your success? And the answer to that question is knowing yourself. And that's just to name a few. There are several you might want to look at just to refresh yourself. I have a challenge for you. If you're comfortable, share how you're staying positive while you are looking for a position. You can send me an email at conversationsforcollegesuccess@hotmail.com. Again, that's conversationsforcollegesuccess@hotmail.com. Or you can share your comments in the comment section on whichever platform you are listening to. Thank you for listening to Conversations for College Success. And if you're not already, I hope you become a subscriber.